Hi, good morning. I'm going to share with you today a breathing technique, and it is a technique to get your heart and mind in coherence. And if you've joined any of my groups before, you will know that this is something that I start off with just because it is the most simple breathing technique, and getting your heart and mind firing off in sync with each other activates a whole lot of beneficial processes in your body. In fact, in excess of 1,000 beneficial processes in your body are kicked off when your heart and mind are in coherence. And it also actually allows you to think more creatively, to process things a lot easier. So it really just activates your brain. So as I said, it's a really simple technique, and I'm going to take you through it now. Firstly, before you start, try and think of a place, a person, or a time where you have really felt a strong feeling of love or compassion or gratitude. Okay, with that in your mind, you are going to start off by breathing. So you'll be doing what we call belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, if you know, which is basically breathing down into the bottom of your lungs, so that you're not breathing up in your chest. You're actually pushing out from your ribs. You're going so that your belly and your ribs expand. Okay, so that's number one. So while you're doing belly breathing, you are going to focus your thoughts, and you're going to visualize the breath coming in and out of your heart space. So it doesn't have to be on your heart. This is your energetic heart space. If it helps you, you can put your hand on your heart. You can put your fingers on your breastbone. You can even tap if you want to, but anything actually just to keep your attention on your heart space. I tend to just put my hand here if I'm sitting in a meeting or I'm driving or something and I need to do this exercise. Obviously, I don't close my eyes. I don't need to use my hand, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. You'll be able to visualize while you're doing other things, especially if you're in a stressful situation at work. So you're going to start off, like I said, you're going to be breathing, doing your diaphragmatic breathing. And while you are breathing in, you are going to visualize your breath coming into your heart space. And you're breathing out, you're going to visualize your breath coming out of your heart space. And your breath needs to be slightly deeper than you would normally breathe, but still comfortable. So it does depend on how anxious you are at the time. If I'm in a fairly calm state, I do it before I go to bed at night. I have an app on my phone called Ambiance, and it has a whole lot of different sounds. And one of the sounds is a beautiful grandfather clock that's ticking. And I like to use that for my timing so that I don't have to concentrate on counting so much. But I tend to breathe in for a count of 6 and out for a count of 6. And I find that is comfortably a little bit deeper than I would normally breathe. So, simple steps. Focus on your heart space. Breathe in. Focus on the air coming into your heart space for a count of 6 and out for a count of 6. Do that a couple of times, 2, 3, 4 times. Then go back to what I asked you in the beginning of the video, is to think of a time, a place, a person that you are, that fills you with love, that feeling of love or that feeling of compassion or gratitude. Then what you do after you've done those first few breaths and you've got your sequence going, you breathe in that feeling of love, that feeling of compassion. And I know it makes me feel really close to my children, especially if they're not close to me at the time, where I almost imagine holding my child against my heart to their heart, and I'm breathing in my feeling of love from them, and I'm breathing that feeling of love out to them. And I find that this really helps me to activate that feeling. So I invite you to do the same. Just imagine that whatever it is, you are right there and you are in that moment and you are feeling that feeling. And you can get your heart and brain into coherence in as little as 1 minute of this breathing. I would invite you to practice it so that regularly, and especially in the morning when you wake up, or night before you go to bed, or at any point in your day where you just feel like, okay, I just need to calm everything down and I need clarity of thought, I need to slow down and just think, and to practice this technique. And I would love to know how you get on with it. So the more you practice and the longer periods, so if you can do it at night for 10-15 minutes maybe, or when you're in a calm state up to 20 minutes, like I say, the more you practice in your calm state when you don't really need it, the easier you will be able to access and get into that state of coherence in a stress time when you really do need it. So this is how you can feel love and feel care for as little as 5 minutes to boost your immune system for up to 6 hours.